My name is Brewton, and I'm originally from Wichita, Kansas. I currently reside in Hampton, Virginia, where I've been a resident for 10 years. After serving in the United States Air Force for 5 years, I decided to remain there in the Tidewater area to go ahead and pursue my dreams of being a motivational speaker and a full-time mentor there. I am a vocalist. I focus more on gospel, R&B, and some jazz. I haven't studied, so I'm not as deeply rooted as some others may be, but that's fine. I enjoy singing. I think I do it well enough to, cause a little stir, but who knows what the future holds. I've always had a heart for, even when I was in high school and in middle school, I was a peer counselor. I was always the person in my crew that everyone came to speak to. I've always known that we could do better, even in looking at my own age group. And so as I've gotten older, I just want to make certain that I am planting seeds in young people to live the best life that they can possibly live through making positive decisions, better decisions based on my experiences. I want to share my life with them so that they don't have to make the same mistakes that I've made. Yes, and I am blessed to have been a part of a beautiful, beautiful production company in Virginia. It is owned by Leroyce Bratsveen, who is the CEO and founder of Iron Street Productions, which is a local production company. They're in their 5th season, and I was able to open up the 5th season as a opening act per se for the Colored Museum, which is a piece that was written by George C. Wolfe. It was an amazing piece about the Black experience from the Middle Passage on until present time. I was able to open that piece with an original monologue and poem based off of Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday, and also was able to sing the piece as well, and then portray it and then give it new life. And Iron Street Productions has definitely been the key to me getting here. They sponsor me wholeheartedly in everything that I do, and they're really dedicated to seeing young adults and youth just the same to succeed in theater and in every other area of their lives, from education into their professional walk as well. One of the things that really stands out in my mind, and it's actually a really big part of my memoir that I'm writing right now, Dramas of a Bald Head Queen, it is my relationship with my mother. She suffered from mental illness, and a lot of times in the Black community that is not addressed at all. And so, just in knowing that my mother was human and that she raised us the best way she could, I think that the fact that she still loved us and we were able to still communicate effectively with her and my father, who had his own issues, that's a whole other chapter. They both pushed me into wanting young people to learn how to have healthy relationships with one another and with their parents. In working with young people, oftentimes I see that they feel as if their parents should have it all together. They feel as if they should have all of the answers and that they shouldn't make any mistakes. But from my work at Hampton University to the work that I do with young people at church, or even just ones that I meet on Facebook or on Twitter, I'm able to tell them, it's okay. Sometimes you have to be the one to heal the relationship, even in your young age. Sometimes you have to be the one to step up and love on your parents the way they should be loving on you, because they have their issues that they had long before you ever came along that may have never been addressed. And so that's one of the things that I really want to focus on in my motivational speaking, is helping to build better relationships in the family, in the structure of family. Just like I see with you all, even. You all may not be blood relatives, but you are a family. And there are so many of us out there who come from dysfunctional families or families who may be spread abroad because of the military or for whatever reason. For those young people, I just tell them to find solitude where they are. Use every relationship as an opportunity to grow and to build your family. But at the same time, they have to use discernment. They have to know who really loves you, who's really looking out for your well-being and for your overall health. I highly encourage young people to take advantage of every relationship, be it with their school counselor. I remember going to my first boss for my first job at some chicken spot in Wichita when my mother was going through my senior year and she was in and out of the hospital that year. Philanda Ginyard took me into her home. And to this day, we're like family. And it's because she was able to pour into me and to lift me up when my mother couldn't, or when my father had his own family that he was trying to deal with. So young people, they've got to know that it's okay to ask for help, that your friends are your family, but you just have to make certain that you pick the right ones and not let just anyone in your life, but really take the time to nurture those that are really, really for your good. I have had parents who started out the school year and they'd come to me. I look young. I am young, and they see me and they think I'm just another student, an RA or somebody or at the church, you're just somebody who volunteers with the youth. At the end as we go further along in our relationship building, they have come to me and said, you have touched my child in a way that I never could. The fact that parents can come back and acknowledge that their child has been changed, that their child has stopped cutting their arms because of something that I've said to them, because of my sharing my experiences with my mother, that has helped to heal a child in their mind and in their heart. That is the most rewarding thing that I could ever. I don't care how many books I sell. I don't care if I ever make a CD. Touching one life is all that really matters to me. In my 6.5 foot life, I have a 5 foot 6.5 inch life. I have always wanted to model, and was too short, was too thick, was too this and too that, or from Wichita, and who wants models from Wichita, Kansas. But someone shared with me 1 Timothy 4:12, and they said, you've been a model all this time. And to paraphrase, it basically says, don't let anyone look down on you because of your youth, but be an example in love, in life, in purity, in conduct, and in speech. And ever since I received that scripture from my godmother in Kentucky, and ever since she gave me that, it gave me a whole new outlook on who I am as a woman, as a sister, as a child of God, and ultimately as a role model, because that's what we should all be striving to be. Our lives should be an example of what perseverance is, what integrity is, and what excellence is. And that scripture grounds me and keeps me focused on exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be doing when everything else, when the lights are out, when I'm alone in my room and getting ready to go out into the world and present them with light. That is what keeps me grounded.